Hello, this is Ann Davidson with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and you are watching the Video Voters Guide or listening to our podcast. We're here today to talk with candidates running in the November 5th, 2024 general election. We're grateful for the support of the Carol and Vilma Sailing Foundation, the League of Women Voters of Portland Education Fund, the Weiss Foundation, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. With me today is Debbie Kitchin, who is running for Portland City Council in District 2. And District 2 covers most of North and Northeast Portland. So welcome, Ms. Kitchin.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're glad you're here too. All right, the first question, which it sounds like you're really interested in, please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you are running for this office.
Well, I've been a small business owner for 30 years in the housing sector. I own a remodeling company with my husband, and we have 15 employees. We're a multi-generational company with employees ranging from 20 years old to 73. And we've been focused on green building practices and helping owners save energy. Prior to that, I was a regional economist in the public sector, and I did 20-year forecasts for industries, housing, and commercial buildings. I've served on over a dozen economic development and community boards and committees to build a strong and vibrant Portland. So I believe we can forge a great future that unlocks our potential to lift up people from all backgrounds and all parts of our community if we elect a city council with the vision and experience to do so. So I'm running for city council because I'm ready to deliver. I think we can't leave our new city government in the hands of inexperienced leaders or those unable to design policies that actually work. We need to create housing that is affordable for people at all income levels. We need to provide more pathways to self-reliance for our unhoused neighbors. We need to improve safety by expanding Portland street response and reducing our 911 response times, preventing gun violence, having greater police accountability, and safer streets for motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists. And we need to accelerate the transition to clean energy and expand our tree canopies and protect the Portland Clean Energy Fund. As well, we need to increase government transparency and accountability. That's why I'm running, and that's what I hope to bring to City Council.
Thank you. Thank you. To follow up, what are your ideas for working productively with the other council members in your district?
When I served on the Charter Commission, one of our central goals was to bring more representation and more voices to the table. I'm excited to serve with fellow councilors from my same district because we're going to be representing different points of view from my own point of view. I think having more voices at the table will allow us to develop policies and budgets that actually represent all of Portland. And Portland voters have a choice to elect people who have a track record of collaboration and working across differences to make sure that we can achieve results. I have experience doing this on numerous community boards and committees, and I believe it is important to start with our shared values and goals and to find that common ground. I intend to work closely with other council members from our district to make sure that we're listening to our community members. I want to make sure that we're working in our district for at least half of our time and that we're not, downtown the whole time in meetings, but that we have time on our calendars to meet with community members, learn what's going on more in our community, and hear from voices in our community. I anticipate that we'll have working committees, and it'll be important that we coordinate with other district members to make sure that our district voice is heard on all the committees.
Great, thank you very much. Moving on to an issue, what, if any, actions would you consider taking to address the current concerns related to the critical energy infrastructure hub on the Willamette River. And before you answer, I would just like to say quickly that you are listening to the Video Voters Guide interview and podcast of Debbie Kitchin, who is running for Portland City Council in District 2. So please go ahead with your answer. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, the CEI hub is a threat to our district and actually the whole city, especially in the event of an earthquake or a natural disaster or accident. The first thing we need to focus on is reducing our use of fossil fuels so that we're less dependent on them. And then secondly, the hub is located on soils that would liquefy during an earthquake. So we should start planning to move the storage of fossil fuels to other safer sites and to diversify the locations so that they're not all concentrated in one place. And finally, we need to work with Multnomah County to require that the companies who own these tanks have full insurance coverage so that people are not harmed in the event of a failure and they're fully compensated and none of us bear any of the costs.
All right. Well, another issue. Are you satisfied with the performance of the Joint Office of Homeless Services? If not, what changes would you support? And please explain your answer.
Well, first, I think it's important to recognize that because housing is so unaffordable in our city, and for so many, more and more people are slipping into homelessness, even as we successfully transition people into long-term housing. We are not making enough headway. So I do think there is room for improvement, and we need to focus on evidence-based approaches for working on the homeless issues. We need to get the political egos out of the way. You know, the shots across the bow played out in the press between city and county officials are not productive. I'm committed to collaborating and resolving our differences. And I will be looking for solutions that help people overcome the trauma of homelessness and, you know, move into more self-sustaining and permanent housing. I think anything that looks to impact people in a negative way is not something that I would support.
All right, thank you. And I'm sorry to say we're out of time, but I appreciate your being here. This concludes our Video Voters Guide interview for the League of Women Voters of Portland and Debbie Kitchin, who is running for Portland City Council in District 2.
Thank you very much.
All right. Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. To find additional election resources, please visit the League of Women Voters of Portland's website, lwvpdx.org, and then exercise your right to vote. Your voice matters. So thank you very much. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.